Sometimes in life, you find yourself on the right side of the line.
If you had a mullet, it would be out of business in the front and party in the back.
Sorry about tomorrow.
What's the point of the wife beater?
Live from Texas, this is the Dryline Farmer Podcast. You hear that? It's Brent and Landon, and this is the Dryline Farmer Podcast.
That's right, Ashton. We are back with a regular version of the Dryline Farmer Podcast. Me, myself, and I, Brent Carlson, and as always, well, I guess we can't say as always. Sometimes, most of the time, Landon, Nolan, Landon. I had a wild time at the co-op annual convention last night. All of my family won door prizes. And it didn't have anything to do with my 9-year-old boy being the ticket puller, but
yeah, he was the one drawing the names.
That damn ticket pulling, man, that freaking pays a lot better than it used to. Hell, I think they gave him like a 20 spot.
Pays better than your dividend, I know that.
Well, I tell you what, man, that freaking half a cent bushel dividend, man, that don't pay for nothing. But no, it was we had I wonder how many fins and hens Danny's has cooked over the last, I don't know, 5 decades? It's got to be a mountain of... Man, we got to get them. Wouldn't that be cool to get them as a sponsor? A proud sponsor, Danny's Fins and Hens. God almighty. They finally upgraded their truck, though, I noticed. They had that brown UPS-looking truck for years with the... I mean, you would have thought they were freaking just cooking pure crystal meth in there. They got that exhaust deal on the front, like over the top of the cab, and... Man, it is a freaking wagon. That'd be the ultimate tailgate wagon. Just a catfish and fried chicken wagon you could take to the football games. That would be awesome.
I would be all for it. I'd wish they had a freaking apartment in the back of that thing.
Who says they don't, man? I can't imagine how greasy it must be on the inside. Unless they pressure washer that thing out after every co-op meeting they go to. It's got to be record-breaking grease in there because... I mean, I don't know how many pounds and pounds of oil they use, but gallons, but it's got to be in the hundreds just for one co-op meeting. They're pretty famous.
I wonder how many co-op meetings they do.
All of them. This is what I'm thinking. They got to do all. Well, now our phone, when we've got our local barbecue joint that does ours nowadays, I don't know. I think they might have used to done the phone annual meeting. Fins
Is that really?
I think they might have, but we've got our local barbecue joint down the road from Hereford, and they do a pretty good job. So it's pretty good stuff. But nonetheless, it's that might be on my I don't know if it's a bucket list thing. I just want to have one. I want to have a Fins and Hens frying wagon. Man, I would have like that thing decked out like Dumb and Dumber's dog. Man, just freaking hopping down the road. I'd have it colored up or something. I would dress it up. Maybe make that exhaust still look like a nose or something, like sniffing like a line of meth or something. I don't know how it works, but
if this podcasting doesn't pan out, we can always start a catering service.
We could always go on the road. Call it what it would be sticks and I don't know, thick sticks
and Brents.
Yeah. Well, there's a few food trucks that come to Hereford nowadays. They got one of those Brazilian steakhouse wagons, and then there's a couple burrito taco trucks that come into Hereford. I guess that's all you can think of, huh, Landon?
That's all I got.
But I went to my first trip at Burritos Plus yesterday. I'd never been there.
Are you serious?
No, that was my first time. I had some tostadas. It was pretty nice. For everybody, the 99% of people that don't live in Hereford that listen to this thing, this is just it's probably the size of a small house, and it used to be a grocery store where they sold tobacco products to underage kids, underage high school kids years and years ago. But now it's just a little Hispanic owned on side of the road. Well, not side of the road, but restaurant. You go in there and it's just a little slice of Mexico. It's really good. They have a big old menu. And Landon, what do you get? Do you have a favorite thing you get there?
Oh, the breakfast combo is the best. Burrito.
Oh, just a burrito and a coffee, or
No, just a burrito.
turpa. What do they call tripas?
Dr. Pepper.
Tripas? What's a tripa anyway? I always want to. Is it better than a tupa? Is it a tripa? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, not a tupa. No, I don't know. I just get the burritos. I've never figured out what the plus is.
Yeah. Oh, the plus comes tomorrow morning is when the plus is. Yeah. That's certainly when the plus is. But really, this is not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about our opinion on some of the greatest sports fights over history. Now, not boxing or wrestling, but the kind of the sideshow to all these sports activities. You've got, you always got the big rivalries with the Yankees and the Red Sox, or stuff like that. Michigan, Ohio State, that kind of stuff. Well, and a lot of the best ones are really kind of in the professional sports, but we're talking about that today. I could really probably do a whole episode just on the Fins and Hens wagon, but I guess I'll have to prepare that for next time. But nonetheless, before we go any further, Landon, where can we find you on social media?
I'm on NoTwit Landon 44, or at, not on.
I was going to say, is that a new platform I hadn't heard about? You're on NoTwit Landon 44? Yeah. Is it NoTwitLandon44.com or what?
.org.
.org.net /Creed Thoughts. And that's right. So you can find him there, and you can find me at Trader Brent. And, of course, you can find us through the Global Ag Network. And also we pop this baby out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, and everything else and everywhere else that you can find that stuff. But so we're going to get into it here. We've got sports fights. Now, I've got to get a little intro music in here to kind of do a little segue. So here we go. It's time. Okay, Landon, now I know this is kind of more in your wheelhouse, so I'm going to let you start off with one of your favorites that you just kind of got right off the top of your head. We've got the best sports fight, and Landon's going to start it off with for us.
Well, I think starting off, since we're from Texas, and this guy's kind of a legend, and my brother was kind of backwards named after him, but not really. We have to start with the Nolan Ryan,
no kidding,
Robin Ventura fight.
Yeah. So set the mood, Landon.
August 24th, 1993. I don't know the exact date. It was 1993. Supposedly, there were some tensions between the Rangers and the White Sox, I guess, since we sucked and they were good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Nolan Ryan just drills Robin Ventura right in the back.
And it was definitely on purpose?
I would think so.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, years earlier, like 13, 15 years earlier, Nolan Ryan hit Dave Winfield and just stood there, and Dave Winfield came out and popped him.
Yeah.
And so he always said, if I ever get in another fight, I'm not gonna
take it.
I'm gonna throw punches,
Right.
So Robin Ventura is like 17 years younger than this guy. It's like a 26-year-old versus a 43-year-old. And so Robin Ventura takes off to the mound, and he even admits, like, he gets halfway to the mound, and he just kind of asks himself, like, what the bleep am I doing?
Oh. So what?
So when he gets there, he just kind of goes numb, and Nolan Ryan gets him in a headlock. And just starts freaking wailing on him. And the best part about the YouTube video is it's White Sox announcers. So they're like trying to make it sound like Robin Ventura wins this fight. He just totally gets his ass beat.
Right.
And so finally they're like, well, the catcher's holding him. There's 4 guys holding him. There's like nobody around. And then he's like, oh, but look, he took Nolan Ryan down after like the 24th guy piles on him and they all fall. It's freaking awesome.
So I'm watching so somebody put in the old 1950s Batman pow bam clang deals in it. It's pretty good. But so you said Ventura was a whole lot older than Ryan?
No, younger.
Oh, younger. Oh, here we go. Ryan 46 and Robin Ventura 20 years his junior, so he was 26.
Yeah, 46 and 26.
Yeah.
The best part of this video is if you watch the whole thing, like Bo Jackson's in the middle, just like holding guys apart, and like everybody's just like well behaved around Bo Jackson because they're all just scared to death.
He's gonna freaking just roll him up in a ball. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just He's just breaking up the fights left and right.
Yeah, so that's a pretty well known fight, but the footage is, it's legendary. It'll always stand the test of time as far as, plunking a guy.
And my favorite part of this is Robin Ventura gets ejected, but Nolan Ryan doesn't.
Yeah.
Great.
I wonder, is that a race thing or I don't know, or is that an age thing? Yeah. Because Nolan Ryan probably didn't play much past that, being 46.
He finished that season.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he went out with a bang, to say the least. Yeah.
Right.
Man, so I'm watching like the screenshot of when he pitched. That dude's wind up. Nolan Ryan, I'm 40, and there's no way I could. His knee is almost touching his nose. It's so high.
Yeah. If my knee ever went that high, then I'd have to start wearing pull-ups.
Yeah, I would definitely. You would see my asshole oozing down the bottom of my pants leg because
I'd have to eat a whole lot less salad and.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to cough anymore. I know that. Yeah, definitely not. So, that's a. So I like this ESPN they have a screenshot of their tweet. It said, "On this date, Robin Ventura made the ill-advised decision to fight Nolan Ryan."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Somebody said he's the only person to get 7 hits off Nolan Ryan in one inning.
Right. So I don't know if you've listened on the radio, but Nolan Ryan is a spokesman or does the commercial for. Well, yeah, of course it's Nolan Ryan Angus beef, and like the whole commercial, he's narrating it, and it sounds like he's plugged up like something awful, especially when you get to the end because it's like. Try Nolan Ryan Angus beef. It's so awful. He sounds like he's freaking straining down on one like the whole time during this commercial. Nolan Ryan Angus beef. It's like he's got a Nolan Ryan Angus beef that's a little burrito plus for him. But
better go pop him some Advil.
Oh God, dude, it does. It sounds like he's gonna pop a sphincter out. It really does. But okay, so yeah, that's one of the most famous. Everybody that comes to mind right at the top of the bat. But I'm over here now on the Bleacher Report, and one of the few they have is the first one here is the Malice at the Palace. Now you're an NBA guy, Landon, and even I. The only reason I know about this one is because I was listening to Jim Rome and he was talking about it, and Ron Artest.
I was in college. I remember when it happened. It was a big deal.
Yeah. So now he was a pacer.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was late in the game, and he got fouled real hard. There's 2 security officers in the whole building. From what I've read on this, they had like a 10-year deal on it a few years ago. And so Ron Artest is like, they're trying to sort out all these technical fouls. So Ron Artest is like laying on the scores table. Well, somebody throws a beer on him.
Right.
From the stands. So he goes up and just starts beating the hell out of the guy. Completely wrong guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was. That's right. It was the wrong guy.
It was a mess. There's one part where these 2 Hispanic guys come down to like fight one player, and one of them just gets freaking waylaid. Yeah. And just gets knocked out. It's great.
Yeah. Now, is he the guy that changed his name to Meta World Peace?
Yes, Ron Artest changed the Meta World Peace.
Yeah. Now he's not playing anymore. He's probably
he
retired a long time ago. Yeah. So
he was pretty young when that happened.
He was pretty big.
Pretty young.
Oh, pretty young. Okay. Yeah. Now he was. He was pretty successful, wasn't he?
He was good that year. Yeah, they were supposed to. They were kind of favored to kind of go to the finals, and he got suspended the rest of the year.
Well, he had a pretty solid career overall, didn't he, or did he not?
Yeah, decent. Yeah.
But he got traded. I think he went somewhere. Did he go to the Lakers? I can't remember.
Yeah, he won a title with the Lakers.
Yeah. So that's one I always remember. Now, going down here to the next one here, we've got a little college football, and this is the Miami versus, I guess that's Florida International University. And anyway, so yeah. The story goes here, said a Miami point-after attempt started this fight between one football powerhouse and another no-name school. So 2 guys engaged in a sort of wrestling, which led to a free-for-all between the sides, which eventually accumulated in 13 penalties and an unheard-of 31 suspensions. The fight took place during the first meeting between the schools and now will forever live on the history of both schools. Is this the game, Landon? I would think you might know this. There was a game, and I think it's this one, where one of the announcers, one of the TV guys, was like, when you bring that business into here, you better get your butt, get your behind in a ringer or something like that. Like he was cheering on I guess, I don't know if his is alma mater or what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
no,
but he's like, you bring that stuff in here, you're going to get. He said, you bring that stuff in here, you're going to get your behind whooped, is what he said. I mean, he was rooting his stuff on, and I'm not sure if it seems like this is the game that happened. But
hey, we actually played them in a couple weeks.
We play who? Oh, FIU?
Florida International.
Yeah. So Texas Tech has got a Is that our first game?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So in 2026, when we join the Lone Star Conference with Lubbock Christian and WT&M University, I guess we better live it up while we're living it now, huh? Yeah. So that was I need to get some footage on that one. But so moving on to back into baseball, they've got a Giants-Dodgers fight, and this is catcher Johnny Roseboro accidentally, it says, threw a ball at Juan Marichal, and that transpired into a big fight, big injury, and a big moment.
Was this Juan Marichal?
Juan Marichal. This is where and then Marichal smacked Roseboro in the head, opening a gash and charged the mound.
Yeah, the catcher, I think the catcher, if I remember this right, filed like a huge lawsuit against him, and they had to settle it out of court.
Let's search catcher Johnny Roseboro. So we're gonna go over to his Wikipedia page. Oh, he's died. I guess this is several years ago. Let's see, Marichal incident. Marshall, sorry. So this guy was pretty good. He's 6-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion, and 2-time Gold Glove. He played in the freaking 60s or 50s and 60s. So this is a long time ago, but it stands the test of time. So he was involved in a major altercation with Juan Marichal during a game between the Dodgers and Giants in 65. They had a heated rivalry. Okay, so he came to bat in the third inning expecting, Sandy Koufax?
Yeah.
That was the manager. Okay.
No, Sandy Koufax was a pitcher.
He was still pitching? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was startled when Roseboro's return throw to Koufax after the second pitch either brushed his ear or came close enough for him to feel the breeze of the ball. Okay, yeah. When Marichal confronted Roseboro about the proximity of his throw, Roseboro came out of his crouch with his fist clenched. Marichal afterwards stated that he thought Roseboro was about to attack him and raised his bat, striking Roseboro at least twice over the head with it, opening a 2-inch gash that sent blood flowing down the catcher's face and required 14 stitches. Koufax raced in from the mound to attempt to separate them and was joined by the umpires, players, and coaches from both teams.
Yeah, there's another player that runs in with a bat too. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, I thought it meant it hit him, gashed his head open with a ball. Oh, okay.
Not with a bat.
Oh, with a bat. So he filed a $110,000 damage suit against Marichal 1 week after the incident, but it settled out of court for $7,500. Of course, that was back in 1965. So heck, that's probably like $1 billion in today's money.
Yeah, that's like double his salary.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
while we're on baseball, I guess we got to talk about the Rugnet Odell fight.
Oh yeah, got to do Rugnet versus Bautista. You want go ahead and take that one?
No, you go ahead, Brent.
Okay. I saw it happen. I saw it happen live on television. Now it would have been one thing if the Rangers were relevant at the time, but Bautista, I don't know if he's universally hated by sports fans that weren't Toronto Blue Jay fans, but I know for a fact he was hated by several Ranger fans in the Rangers sports organization and fandom. But
hated by everybody.
Yeah, he looks like a dick. But I forgot where he got traded to. Maybe
doesn't matter. He's done.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, so Odor was catching second base. He's playing second base, and I can't remember if Bautista was trying to come in for a steal from first, or he was trying to make a double.
Trying to break up a double play.
Trying to break up a double play. That's what it was. And so Bautista, and I think this was after they really made the big rule about sliding into second. But
they just hit him. I mean, they beamed him pretty good.
Yeah.
To get him on first.
Oh, okay. Well, but whatever the case, they made a rule about sliding into second, and if you were, accused, or I guess they decided that you Because I mean, who was it that got slid into, and they like just absolutely severed their ankle?
Broke that dude's leg. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
all. I can't think of his name right now. He used to play for the Phillies, but he was on the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he slid in bad. I mean,
yeah,
bad,
it was a bad slide. Rugnet and Odell had to jump over him, and then of course you can't really hear any talking back and forth. But Rugnet and Odell throws the ball to first. I don't know if they make the double play or not, but whatever the case, they start bowing up to each other, and I guess Bautista says something, and Rugnet and Odell just jacks back a right and takes a cross straight. I mean, makes some of the best contact you've ever seen. That's probably the best contact he made with anything that year, Rugnet Odell.
Yeah, with
because
205 average.
yeah, he was batting 1,000 with Jose Bautista.
What the announcer say? He goes, Bautista had 4 hits today, and one of them was on defense.
Yeah, right. I know it. Yeah, but I mean,
probably the most solidly landed punch in freaking other than boxing history.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't even a sucker punch. I mean, Bautista was looking at him, and he just cocks back that right arm and just goes a straight cross across. I mean, even at live, you saw it in slow motion. You could see his cheeks just like buckle together and the skin wrinkling.
Sunglasses and helmet come flying off.
Yeah, spits coming out. It's really a beautiful thing to watch. And
he started screaming for Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian Beltre comes over and tries to hug him, and then Jose Bautista tries to touch the top of his head. Adrian Beltre hits his other cheek. So it's and then Elvis Andrews standing over there laughing about it. So it's a whole scene, man. But it's one of the last things that the Rangers have had to cheer about over the last 5 years. So and of course now Odor's a Yankee. And I think he's actually hitting a little better now, but
yeah, so is Gallo. So pretty much every Ranger's a Yankee now.
yeah. Teixeira, A-Rod. I mean, you name it. We had Texas Rangers had him, and now they just decided, no, you go play good at the Yankees. But it's that was a very, very fun fight to watch because I was live. I was watching it live, so yeah, it was a pretty good time. All right, Landon, what do you got next?
Oh, what was the one? It was the Texans receiver, Andre Johnson. Him and what was that guy's name? I'll have to look that one up.
Andre 3000? Oh.
Let me find that video.
Andre Johnson, football wide receiver. Fight. Andre Johnson versus Cortland Finnegan.
Cortland Finnegan, there you go.
All right, here we go. The title of this article is Andre Johnson beating up Cortland Finnegan never gets old. So this must have been a long time ago because even this story about it not being old is 2020. I thought it said 2010. So this is from fanbuzz.com and Landon, do you need to turn off your OnlyFans subscription?
Yeah. Yeah, they've really slowed me down since they can't do the sexually explicit stuff.
Yeah, that's like, isn't that like Playboy, like not having any only words? He says, I remember a teammate growing up with a bad temper. We all know someone like this, but this kid really couldn't keep his cool. A random football practice would turn ugly as he'd pout, whine, and start a wrestling match just because he felt like it. But I'll never forget what our coach, the late great Dave Carnahan, said to him in his raspy, hoarse coach's voice. Hey, dumbass, why in the hell would you punch someone with a helmet on? So, when Odell Beckham Jr. and Josh Norman fought each other in Week 15, they combined for 5 personal fouls, multiple jabs, and haymakers to each other's helmets, and a 1-game suspension for Beckham. Okay, moving on forward here.
Brent, you're going to have to look up this Andre Johnson fight and give us a play-by-play of it.
Okay. So here, no, that's the Odell Beckham one. Let me go. Okay, here we go. Who's the guy with the real famous that calls the football games with the real famous voice?
John Madden?
No, he's on right now, or he does TV.
Al Michaels?
No, none of those guys. I'll think about it in a minute, but let's see. Okay, we're gonna go back to the videos here. So here we go. Highlights. And it's not Chris Matthews either. Or no, what's his name?
Chris Collingsworth?
No. Let's see here.
Joe Buck?
Yeah, Joe Buck. He's a legend. Okay, here we go. We're going to skip through. Skipping. Oh, here we go. Okay, so he throws the ball to Johnson, and what's his name? Finnegan throws him down. Just kind of a regular old throwdown. Oh, no, we're still... Do we need to get to the...
Are you watching the 10-minute video?
Yeah. Let me skip down to...
You have to get to about the...
8th minute.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I did never understand that, why somebody would hit somebody with a helmet on.
Well,
So here we are during the play. Andre Johnson's just getting into their block. It's a away from the play action is what it is. And so now during this handoff play, they hand it off, and now I think this is so Finnegan was on the ground, and Johnson just starts waylaying him on the back of his head, and now they're talking junk from between first down markers. But that's really all it says. Now that coach is who's that? Oh no, they got back together. Who was the coach of the Titans with the mullet?
Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher, yeah. So it cleared the benches and everything, and now Finnegan must be. Oh, now he's got his shoe off. Now it looks like everybody's doing a yoga pose. They're all bending over and stuff. And anyway, so yeah, it's kind of not really the best fight I've seen, but whatever the case, it was a fight nonetheless. So moving on here now, Golf Digest has some. Let's see if we can find a good one here. Here's Jeff Van Gundy versus one size 18 Nike. Let's see. Okay, yeah. This is the one I wanted to get to. So this is October 11th, 2003, Fenway Park, Boston. The fight card: a 72-year-old man versus gravity. And this is from Golf Digest. It said, if there are two teams who cherish their hatred of each other more than the Red Sox and Yankees, good luck finding them. And while there have been some truly unforgettable scrums over the years, none can match Game 3 of the 03 ALCS, when a 72-year-old manager bull-rushed the best pitcher of his era, some might say any era, in a benches-clearing brawl for the pre-YouTube ages. The optics of this one for Pedro, who tossed Don Zimmer aside like a sack of mashed potatoes, were not good to say the least. But come on, Zimmer was already going down. You know it, I know it, even Don, may he rest in peace, knows it. As Pedro wrote in his 15 autobiography, all I did was help him fall faster, and even the most diehard Yank crank had to begrudgingly agree. Yeah. A 72-year-old manager charges the mound of one of the arguably best pitchers in the game at the time, or even of all time. So, yeah. That sounds like something Joe Biden would do, to be honest with you.
He was an ex-Rangers manager.
So, I guess, let's see. That is, who did we say it was? It was, Pedro. I guess he threw at somebody, and Don Zimmer. I got to see this guy run. Let's see if I can get this guy up here. Okay, now they're holding back. There's a few F-bombs here. Okay, where's the old man? This is going to be like the Joe Biden clip. Okay, where's he at? I'm sure he's got a jacket on.
Yeah, that's Joe Biden coming after the Taliban.
Ooh, oh, there he is. Oh, he doesn't punch him. He just throws him to the ground. So he's on the ground, and so one of the cops starts just patting him on the back like a baby. I was like, dude, what are you thinking, man? You try to come after Pedro. Yeah, anyway, so it's pretty impressive. So, I mean, hockey fights, that's just the game anymore. I kind of hate to go over any of those, but I'm
surprised that there's some soccer ones on here. Those guys were probably just all falling over without even getting touched.
Yeah. So here's the Orange Bowl. Oh no, yeah, Orange Bowl, Miami, Florida. Panthers v Hurricanes. Let's see. That's the one we already went over. Yeah. FIU. Yeah. Oh, here's and I was looking at these the other day before my computer crapped out. Some NASCAR fights. The fight card, good old boy versus good old boy. 1979 Daytona Beach, Daytona International Speedway. So it says, remember that scene in Days of Thunder where Cole Trickle and Rowdy Burns, I mean, those could either be NASCAR drivers or team ropers. I guarantee you, there's 1,000 Coles and there's 1,000 Rowdies that are either heeling or heading. or driving a NASCAR. But whatever the case, they both decided to race a pair of rental cars to a fancy lunch meeting, turning them into sheet metal pinballs while blasting across a pristine Florida bench in some sort of high-octane phallic measuring contest. I love the way these are written. Well, in 1979, Donnie Allison and Cale Yarborough did it for real, wrecking each other on the last lap of the Great American Race because, as they later said, if they weren't going to win, like hell, they were going to let the other one do it. It wasn't done there, however, with Donnie's brother Bobby and Ricky Bobby and Dobby Bobby and Robert Bob and Billy Bob pulling up soon after for some carnage of his own, going a few rounds with Yarborough as NASCAR's first flag-to-flag TV audience watched on gobstopped. The fight would have gone on longer, but there was a taping of Dukes of Hazzard that they had to get to. And also Green Acres was in its final episodes. I added that last part. But whatever the case, really some good fights there in Pit Road. So, yeah, a lot of these are protected by, copyrights. But the Malice at the actual Palace, so that still falls in as one of the number one fights there. Landon, are you thinking of anything else off the top of your head?
There's one other one that's probably not as well known, but it was an Astros and I think an Expos fight in the early mid-90s. Okay. And in the middle of it, it's like both teams, and in the middle of it, Moises Alou for the Expos throws his helmet and like completely misses his target and hits the Astros manager. I can't think of his name right now, right in the face, and like his teeth went through his upper lip, so he's just bleeding out right under his nose.
So here's the footage. I don't know. It looks like an Anderson or something, but he throws at his head, takes the helmet off, and so he just no, the helmet stays on actually, and I mean they just go to freaking laying haymakers down, and this is of course all on AstroTurf, so that's a pretty legit fight.
Look up the Terry Collins takes a batting helmet directly to the face. He was the manager of the Astros back then.
Terry Collins gets hit. All right. Takes a batting helmet directly to the face. Sweet. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, I guess this is the clip that got cut off. All right, come on now. Where's it at? Oh, no, they're just doing still frames of it. Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty solid. I wouldn't think a helmet would do that much, but
good fights in baseball, man.
Yeah, that's pretty legit to say the least. Good thing these people aren't like ice skaters or something. So yeah. I'm wondering. So it's funny because the up next video is a clip from the movie Slapshot. Now, if you haven't seen Slapshot, and the Slapshot, Hanson Brothers. Now, that is one of the best sports movies of all time. I don't care who you are. I don't care what movies you've seen. Slapshot with Paul Newman is one of the best movies there is ever made about sports because, I mean, it's the ultimate underdog movie. But, yeah, it's pretty good. Those Hanson Brothers, they get kicked out of like every game they're in, but they get the crowd into it and everything.
They finally put them in, and they're just like kicking ass. Did you know all three of those brothers played professional hockey? Two of them made the NHL.
Are they actual brothers?
I believe so. Yes.
Really? Wow. You sure it wasn't like that band Hanson's like dads and uncles? They were bopping that place all over the place, man.
It was their fun uncles.
Yeah, it was the fun guy. Yeah, wasn't their creepy uncle? I guess the creepy uncles were the American version or something. But yeah, that was pretty interesting stuff. Well, guys, we hope y'all have enjoyed a lot of those fights. There's just more than you can really fit in a podcast episode, but and I think I may just have to end this thing and go watch another edition of Slapshot once again because man, that's some legit. If only that movie was in HD. I mean, that's because it was released in 1977. Just an epic movie. So, yeah.
It's not exactly on Blu-ray.
No, it's not exactly on Blu-ray or none of that stuff. 1080 DPI or whatever it's called. But, guys, we're going to get out of here. Hopefully we'll keep on a regular schedule from now on. I think my computer's done updating for the time being, and until into the next time, it'll probably be like Windows 15 or something, and it'll suck even more than it did already. But whatever the case, we'll try to keep it on pace. So, Landon, be cool. if you have any contact information for Danny's Fins and Hens, please send it out our way. And because I want that wagon. I want that wagon. But guys, until next time, thanks for listening, and we'll ask you, what side of the line are you on?
The Dryline Farmer Podcast, a member of the Global Ag Network. There's podcasts, and then there's this, the Dryline Farmer Podcast.